Welcome back, everybody. It's Thursday, June 19th, 2025. Born on this date in 1916, actor Pat Buttram of Addison. Now, he was Mr. Haney on Green Acres, sidekick to Gene Autry, also the sheriff of Nottingham, and in Disney's Robin Hood and a bunch of other voice actor roles. In 1921, U.S. Senator Howell Heflin, who was born in Georgia but represented Alabama in the upper chamber for 18 years. Today is also Juneteenth, the federal and state holiday that commemorates the effective end of slavery, as word got around that the Civil War had ended a couple months before at Appomattox. Today, we have a big steel deal that'll mean investment in our state. We have a man who's been stocking up firearms under a dead man's name, and a mayoral candidate who's found trouble looking for a little comfort. Then we're going to check back in with This is Alabama's Haley Lawrence and see what their Unsung Alabama series has uncovered. I'm Mike Morgan, and we're down in Alabama.
The spirit of innovation is deeply ingrained in America, and Google is helping Americans innovate in ways both big and small. The Air Force Research Laboratory is partnering with Google Cloud using AI to accelerate defense research for air, space, and cyberspace forces. This is a new era of American innovation. Find out more at g.co/American Innovation.
A Japanese company's acquisition of U.S. Steel is coming with investment in Alabama, reports AL.com's William Thornton. Nippon Steel's deal was finalized Wednesday and includes $11 billion of investment into U.S. Steel operations in the states over the next 3 years. Now, reportedly, up to $500 million of that will go into tubular upgrades in Alabama. President Trump previously said he had blocked the deal, but it went through under a number of conditions, including one that gives the U.S. government a golden share of U.S. Steel. Now, that means going forward that the government will have a say in many possible company decisions regarding reductions in capital investments, name changes, transfer of production or jobs outside the U.S., and the acquisition, closure, or idling of plants. The government also retains the right to appoint one independent director. Further, the deal states that U.S. Steel must remain a U.S. incorporated entity, be headquartered in Pittsburgh, have a majority of U.S. citizens as board members, have U.S. citizens in certain key positions, such as CEO, and maintain enough domestic production to meet domestic demand. U.S. Steel, of course, was once the largest employer in the Birmingham area. A few years ago, it invested $412 million into its Fairfield electric arc furnace. Investigators with the Jackson County Sheriff's Office arrested a man on drug possession charges back in October. The man provided an identity that authorities say belonged to a dead man, reports AL.com's William Thornton. Now, the Sheriff's Office investigators searched the man's home in Flat Rock this week and say they found 33 firearms, suppressors, thousands of rounds of ammunition, and documents with the dead man's identity. And according to authorities, the man, whose real name is Stuart Jeffrey Sandrock, was convicted of soliciting to commit murder back in 1993 in California. Sandrock had been the attorney for a convicted drug dealer. News reports at the time said the client had tried to have Sandrock removed from his case and that Sandrock solicited a jail inmate to kill the client. He's facing numerous charges related to identity theft, guns, and drug paraphernalia. A longtime Birmingham activist and candidate for mayor has been arrested twice in recent years in prostitution stings, reports AL.com's Joseph D. Bryant. Kamau Africa pleaded guilty to misdemeanor soliciting prostitution after a 2019 arrest in Shelby County. Then in 2022, he was charged with promoting prostitution in Homewood. That second case was later dismissed when Africa completed community service. Now, he said he's staying in the race, chalking up the indiscretions as bad decisions when he was having health problems and wanting comfort before he died. Try that one out at closing time. Africa expressed regret but pointed out he was not cheating on anybody. Also, quote, I didn't try to lay down with a child or a kid or a man or a boy, so I don't apologize for being a man. Let's take a quick break, and then we'll see what's going on with the Unsung Alabama series.
Are you still quoting 30-year-old movies? Have you said cool beans in the past 90 days? Do you think Discover isn't widely accepted? If this sounds like you, you're stuck in the past. Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. And every time you make a purchase with your card, you automatically earn cash back. Welcome to the now. It pays to Discover. Learn more at discover.com/credit card, based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
Why does the United States pay higher drug prices than other countries? Because America's the only country in the world where 340B hospitals mark up drug prices and PBM middlemen charge billions in hidden fees. Meanwhile, Americans subsidize the research and development for new cures. Other countries benefit, but don't pay their fair share. Crack down on the middlemen. End the free riding. Lower drug prices. Go to balancethescales.org to learn more. Paid for by Pharma.
Thanks for staying with us, everybody. Today on the show, we welcome back to Down in Alabama Studios, Haley Lawrence from This Is Alabama. Welcome aboard, Haley.
Thank you, Ike. Thanks for having me back. I loved talking with you last week, and my parents were very proud that I was on your show. So
it's a big moment for in anybody's career to come into the Down in Alabama Studios. I can't say that with a straight face.
It's like the Academy Awards, WrestleMania, just everything all put together.
I agree, and that's exactly what we set out to do here. Now, you're on the show again to talk about, we talked about last week, the series that This Is Alabama is doing, Unsung Alabama, and you explained to us, you know, we're always talking about Alabama white sauce or Conecuh sausage or the places we know to go, but there is a lot more to the state than what people widely share on social media, and that's where Unsung Alabama comes in. Your staff has been going out and uncovering some stories of lesser known, I won't say unknown, but lesser known places, maybe more local. And you helped us out last week, and you're back again. So I'm gonna just kind of turn it over to you. You can talk about what you guys have been seeing on the road.
Yeah, so everybody has gotten out and explored and tried to find some really cool new places, people to write about. One of my favorite stories, like from this past week, Lawrence Becker down in Mobile, he went down and in a grocery store, Greer's Cash Saver in Grand Bay, this small little grocery store, he found in the corner of this grocery store, they are selling great steamed seafood. That is very hard to say.
Great steamed seafood.
Yes, and you just have to see the photos of this because he sent me over the photo and just said, just look at this place. And I said, I want to go there. I want to travel the 8 hours now to go there. But they have combos. You can take some home with you. They have shrimp, seafood that you can take home with you, or you can order and eat there. And the one thing that I thought was the most interesting thing about this story was they have a combo there. It's the combo number 5, and it is $154, and 79 cents.
Okay.
And at first I told Lawrence, I said, you have a typo in this story that you put this. And he's like, no, Haley, you dummy, read the story. And it comes with 3 pounds of shrimp, 2 pounds of crab clusters, a pound of crab claws, broccoli, sausage, corn, and potatoes. I think he described it as that a party of at least 4 big eaters goes down and stays down. So I think for your next down in Alabama, sometime this summer, you need to go down and order the combo number 5.
We'll check out Greer's Cash Saver. Lawrence, who, by the way, I'm pretty sure did not call you dummy, is
Oh,
a
in his head. Lawrence is a great guy. He did not call me dummy, but
he's a veteran reporter and a real pro, and you know that when you see him discover great steamed seafood in the back of a local grocery store, because when people say, "Hey, I'm coming in from out of state, from Tennessee. I'm gonna stay at Mobile, Ike, or Haley, or whoever." And do you know of places in coastal Alabama to stop at? We typically don't send them to a local grocery store, but Lawrence found it. And
yeah.
Greer's Cash Saver, you said.
Well, it's in the Greer's Cash Saver. It's called Southern Shells Seafood, and
Okay.
it's really it looks amazing. Like I said, you're gonna see the photo. If you call into work, I know that's where you're at, Ike.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just calling you out right now. We
Mm-hmm.
all know that's where you're at if you call into work. Um, um, a few other stories I love from the past week. Mary Claruso went to Bessemer and she went to this place called Unbothered Scoops. It's an ice cream shop, and it's great. It's summer, everyone wants ice cream. It's a unique place, and she has all these photos. When she went over there, there were a bunch of teenagers there, kids with their families. So everyone loves a good ice cream shop in the summer. So, and I'd never heard of it before, so that was really a great place to see.
And nobody bothers you there.
You're unbothered. So yeah. Um, Another story that I really liked this week, I'll give Matt Wake another kudos. I gave him a kudos last week, but he wrote a long music profile about an Alabama band, Jackson Highway. It was almost famous, but it didn't quite make it there. But Jimmy Johnson, who is Muscle Shoals Sound Studio co-founder, a guitarist in the Swampers, he offered the band a song called Old Time Rock and Roll.
No.
And we all know this as the Bob Seger classic because,
Okay.
yeah, Bob Seger ended up with the song. He rewrote it a little bit. He apparently was not a fan of it at first, according to all of the people that Matt interviewed for
It's
this.
tough. It's
Yeah,
tough to have your song redone. Yeah.
yeah, and he apparently did not take Bob Seger did not. I thought this was very interesting. Bob Seger did not take a songwriting credit for it, even though he rewrote some of it. So um, I love that read. It's just a great long read about the song we all know, and who doesn't like reading about Bob Seger?
I put on my black denim jeans and put on a Seeger CD and go.
Mhm.
Jackson Highway is a great band name, by the
Yeah.
way.
We have a lot of great stories coming up as well. Kelly Kasich is going to write some stories. She has already written one story. She wrote one story last week about Northport, Alabama, and Opelika, and how they're in the shadows of Auburn and Tuscaloosa, but how much those towns have really grown, and they're they have a lot of really great stuff going on right now. And I went to Auburn. I'm an Auburn girl, and just in the time that it's been since I graduated, I'm not going to say how long, That's been, I'm not going to admit to my age, but
Right. Oh,
you can
oh,
probably
okay.
find, you can probably figure that out if you Google me. But Opelika has really exploded and had so many great things since I went to school down there,
Uh-huh.
and she it's a really great read.
Yeah, Opelika had the old growth for so many years, and now it's kind of uh, reblossoming, I guess.
Yeah, I went, and it's been, I hate to admit this, it's been pre-COVID since I went down there. It was right before COVID, I think I went down there for the last time, and I did not recognize a lot of Opelika, and I know just in that amount of time,
Mm.
it's it's changed so much. So I'm definitely putting that on my bucket list to get down there and go down there. And I want to take my husband, who graduated from Alabama 2 times, down there to see it and make him suffer.
He
So
graduated from Alabama 2 times, you said?
yeah, 2 different degrees from Alabama. So and I we
Did the
are
first
we
one
are
not take? That sounds like a lot of schooling for me.
It is a lot. That is a lot of work. That is a lot of money to Alabama. But the he got a master's and um, a bachelor's from Alabama. So I was just in Auburn 4 years. So yeah.
Well, during your time at Auburn, I'm pretty sure that during those 4 years, I was referred to as grizzled at least once. So enough about the age thing. Uh, what else do y'all have coming up?
I mentioned this last week, but we're really getting ready to launch this Unsung barbecue. that's
Yes.
where that's where we're really reaching out to the audience, that there are too many barbecue there aren't too many barbecue places in Alabama, but there are so many barbecue places in Alabama. There's no way, even if we had an Alabama barbecue scholar, which sign me up for that. If anyone I work with is listening right now, let me be an Alabama barbecue scholar. I sign up for that job. But
Well, your husband probably has a degree in barbecue among all these other degrees.
I mean, that would be. I won't make fun of him. He will listen to this. Sweetheart. Hi, Blake. So yeah, I think we are going to reach out to both AL.com and This Is Alabama, our Good News brand. We're going to reach out to people on social media and on AL.com to tell us the barbecue joints we should know about, and
Mm.
we're gonna put it up after we get nominations. We're gonna put it up for a vote, and so I want everyone to start thinking about the barbecue the barbecue joint that they think people need to know about.
You want folks to send you an email? You can always say the email out loud here.
Yeah, you can send me an email at H Lawrence, and that's HLAURENCE, because I spell it a weird way, at AL.com, and let me know. I want to hear about it, even if it doesn't make it. Like I always say, we may go explore it sometimes. So send me an email. We'll have a story on AL.com next Tuesday as well. Um, Follow AL.com on social media, the homepage, where we're going to announce it in several different places.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, Haley, thank you so much for coming aboard. We're not leaving anything out, are we?
We're not.
Thanks for coming on and doing this. We really appreciate it. We'll get you back here, and we'll make this regular throughout your series, and certainly for the Unsung Barbecue portion of the program. everybody knows they can count on barbecue news here on Down in Alabama. But thanks everybody out there for listening to us. We really appreciate it. If you haven't yet, we'd also appreciate it greatly if you left a rating and maybe a comment on whatever app you use. Supposedly that gets us in front of more eyeballs, or ears, I should say. And we like more ears. So thanks everybody for listening to us. We'll be back tomorrow morning, bright and early. Until then, y'all come out and see what we're doing anytime you want to on the World Wide Web at al.com.